is, but I don't know.
Slightly icky.
Yes,
Just slightly icky.
sometimes more than slightly, but I'm alive. I'm probably not on video today. I'll see.
The worst
Maybe
kind of
maybe for the second half, I'll feel up to it.
Okay. Well, we'll get you all caught up here. Before we get officially underway, I want to thank the audience for stopping by and participating in our game night here. It's a lot of fun to be able to put on a show for you, and I hope for those of you who have been longtime lurkers, or even if this is your first time, don't worry. Please don't let session 109 drive you off like, oh, I got to watch 108 episodes to get what's going on. It's fine. Yeah, we'll answer your questions, and you'll catch on to things.
Mordecai is sad, Cypher is snarky, Norla is a child, and Bright is cute. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
There you go. This is a very simple one-dimensional game with baby's first plot and
Yes.
no machinations that span lifetimes or anything
That's all
along
you
those
need
lines.
to know going in. It's fine. It's probably going to be some sad today.
There might be some sad,
There might be some sad.
but simple enough. We're
Because
going to start
Mordecai's
back
going
on
home.
Ooh, yeah, I know. I'm waiting to drop that bomb.
Ugh.
And
I have music cued.
And the worst part is he has to play his own violin.
oh, that's right. See, Coffee playing Mordecai here is such a professional. You don't need the little drops to get the tears in the eyes. Like those are 100% organic.
100% real, folks. Yes, I am a real crybaby. It's fine.
Yes.
I've cried multiple times as a storyteller.
They fuel our sustenance.
But I do it to you right back, Lethality. Don't you dare even try to tell me that I don't.
I've never shed a tear. I've gotten close, but I've never shed
Close.
a tear.
Close. It's gonna happen, Lethality. It's gonna happen.
We'll see. We'll see
Even
if we
Even
can
if
move
it's
you in
off
some
camera,
way.
it's gonna happen. I'm gonna get you.
I wanted to give a shout out to Coffee, because if we can't get Lethality to shed a tear in this game, Coffee, maybe you can in your San Antonio by Night game that
Yes.
that we opened up our table talk here in this lobby with. So you are currently running San Antonio by Night.
Yes.
If you want to talk a little bit about that and give a blurb so other people can have other options for watching role-playing games. If they think that we do an amazing job here, especially with you as a player, well, you swap roles because this is you as the storyteller, which is the DM for World of
Vampire.
Darkness.
Yep. So
Before we get too far away from crying, for my birthday, one of my players got me a mug that says "Cheers of my players." I'm gonna use it in my game.
Nice.
my brother got me something similar that says, "I'm the DM. That's why." Coffee mug. So I love D&D themed stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Storytell Vampire the Masquerade, which we're on our second chronicle out of all of them. So the first one doesn't have a title, but this one's titled Aftermath because it takes place a year after the first chronicle, in which our lovely coterie, the Iconoclasts, must make a name for themselves. And they have recently captured a significant enemy of theirs that really only just appeared for this arc, because I'm on the first arc. It's episode 13. And now they're deciding what to do with him and where to go from there. If there's a continued threat from vampire hunters.
Yes.
So that's the current plot, is vampire hunters. It's rated mature, so please no viewers under the age of like 17 or something, because it is intended for mature audiences.
Viewer discretion is advised as a player in that game.
As a player and as a viewer, viewer discretion is advised.
Just everyone, just watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the best
There's
way
gonna be
to
the
rate a Vampire the
feels,
Masquerade game.
There's gonna be the feels. There's gonna be the blood. There's gonna be, because we have as flesh crafting, so we see there's gonna be flesh crafting and body horror. It's all a wonderful jam. So if
You ever
fancy
wanted to
some
make
of
your own
that,
demon wall, Maddie?
Have I wanted to make my own what?
Demon wall, because I know you'll get that reference.
Oh. Yeah. Is that what? Oh, that's right. You were talking about someone being pressed into a flesh wall.
yep, there was created
Yes.
one.
Ah.
And Final Fantasy also is known for a particular kind of flesh wall.
Shonaroth
sometimes
is
the wall of
invading
bones.
San Antonio as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Ironically,
But,
through the same vessel. I have to wonder who Derek is working for.
Said flesh wall is sadly dead,
Oh.
Yep.
and the coterie is upset about it. They're upsetty spaghetti.
Upsetting spaghetti that a particular person within that flesh wall died.
Well, for all
But
of you out
don't
there,
worry, don't
stay
worry.
tuned and watch when Coffee posts going live with San Antonio. And I'd urge y'all, give the other people in the community a chance too. I'm happy you're here. Presumably not just for me, because I mean I'm just some rando. I'm surrounded by talent. I mean, did you all see the slideshow? Do you see the art and everything that goes over here? I'm the lucky one. But let me give another shout out, especially, well, here we're talking about the art up above, that nice calm beach scene. Look, everyone's friends, everyone's together. It's a sunset. I bet it's all warm and happy, and there's just everyone.
There's totally not a traitor in the group.
Yeah. There's
Casimir.
there's
Cough,
no
cough, Casimir.
traitors anywhere. So Dark Wolf, who does have her own channel, but you've probably seen me monopolize her time a lot more. Because she's been helping me out a ton with the store, especially on Fridays when we unbox inventory and whatnot. But Dark Wolf, if you want to give a little shout out to yourself about your channel or about the services that you're offering through the store channel here.
Yeah. So it's been a while since I've streamed, because again, Maddie's taking up all my time. But I usually will play a RPG game of some sort. Last game we were working on was Amori. I was playing that with my sister. I might eventually do some art streams, like paint nights, but at my house instead of at the store. So it'd probably be either personal projects or overflow if I really can't get commission stuff done on Maddie's channel. And then speaking of art, I do commission minis. My prices are all on the Discord, and it's very generous offer because it's one solid price. You're getting the mini included in the price of getting it painted, and I paint it up on stream.
Yep.
It's pretty solid, all things considered. Although,
She painted me a Casimir dragon. It's good.
Oh, I heard, Coffee, that Orlan's had an accident.
Yes.
Oh, no.
His wing fell off, and I've had to try to super glue it. It's not fun. It's not staying.
If it's not working out too well, let me know and I'll see what I can do to repair this. Almost like a bittersweet memory for you. Like, I feel so bad about the horrible warlock patron that murdered my love. I'm doing everything I can to fix it.
His wing fell off. I'm sad about it because I painted this guy. Look at him.
Yeah. I love that you stuck with that kind of glowy blue, that
Yeah,
that
like a
whole...
patinaed copper or something.
Yeah.
like
And
the
I'm sad
Statue of
about it.
Liberty.
My third shout out is going to Not Lethality Complex, though he is a part of a larger, a gathering, you could say, a gathering of nerds. So a shout out to the nerds.
One could
Yes.
say.
Yeah. Now, Minecraft was the last game played, but I do know that you run Brisbane by night.
I do. I like coffee. We have a trifecta of STs in our our little community.
our little vampire
I-
community. The family,
am
as it
one.
were.
The family.
So
Yes.
I am one. Coffee is the second, and the third is Derek. And yes, I also run a game where people. I mean, I did make Coffee cry. I made him cry a lot.
You have done so several
Um,
times.
Yes, I have done so. I have done so several times, but I mean, more specifically, you got your own vignette where I made you cry.
I was very close. I was being very Ventru about it. Clayton will not cry. Clayton will not cry, even though it's his wife, whom he loves dearly, and had a divorce.
Exactly right. The price that you pay for keeping up your masquerade, Mr. Wellsworth.
Yes.
But not only do I do that, I also run a show called The Gathering Presents, where I play short form tabletop RPGs. Right now, I am currently running Rousing Glory, and next, well, we'll be diving back into the world of darkness, but with a different game, not vampire. Whatever that game is, though, can stay secret for the next couple of weeks. You'll find out soon enough.
I mean, it's veiled in secrecy already.
Yes.
Well, it is World of Darkness, after all. It must be secrets.
All of them. All of the secrets.
You know what? I forgot. I thought Cypher had an animated dice roll, and it looks like I don't for you. I thought I did.
Nope. He do not.
There's because
I
Celine
believe
does.
there is.
There's one for Celine.
There's D Celine, yeah.
We love Celine. Celine is good.
So we have T Celine and D Celine. We have T Skelline as well for the character prior to Professor, rumored to be Cypher Cypherius, though that's unconfirmed.
That is unconfirmed.
Celine
You will never
Mordecai's
know.
lover.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a little bit of shoring up to do. It looks like I'll need to get a Cypher. Although I mean, Celine had the purple, and I know that's also kind of the professor's preferred color here too.
Yeah.
So I'll see if we can make an
We
adjustment.
stopped being color coded for your convenience a while back.
Yeah.
All of it's black and white now.
So I'll need to get on because actually Derek made those rolling d20s, and I'll see if he can color one up for the professor. Also, I need to talk to Spectre Deflector because now that we have Norelai, and I did ask Dark Wolf if it was okay to get permission to give Norelai a silly face, we'll call it, similar to Desert Heat and Face Tank and.
Yes.
Yeah, Hago.
What?
I think I'll face.
What? How dare you? This is PG-13. I would never.
She's
Well, I know.
she's the most wholesome. Don't do that to her.
Well,
She's
I
baby.
gave permission for heart eyes only.
yeah, like big, like uwu, like Doki Doki hard eyes.
Oh, you can give her a little ulu mouth, a little W mouth.
Yeah. So
Please
yes,
give me Huggy Wuggies. Ooh.
we'll get a dice.
Oh, well?
We'll get a D20 for the professor. We'll get in an uwu face for Norelai, and then of course I will be loading up these latest batch of emotes that Coffee Cat here is making up for people, including
I make emotes.
including the bright one. Bright 5, as you all will see it right now on the server. I'll rename them when they're uploaded, but if that just doesn't absolutely just make your heart melt, then I don't know what will. But speaking of Bright, we have Fluffy Sheep here, and I'll spam some emotes, Fluffy, if you just want to say hi, I guess, or what would
Hi.
you like to say?
Hi, that's all. Hi.
Oh, there we go.
Fluff doesn't stream. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a stream. I don't want to stream.
That's valid. That's valid.
Streaming seems like a lot of work and not that much reward unless like, you're huge. So
Oh, you know what? In spamming these emotes, I think Bright is tied with Mordecai for the most right now. So yeah, that's the rivalry continues on here.
But we're friends. It's fine.
You're frenemies at worst. I mean, come on, let's be positive about this.
Not even anywhere near frenemies. I mean, basically, basically best friends at this point.
yeah,
Right, guys. Right, we're all friends here.
We're all
Sure.
friends. Yes.
We're all friends. Noraline's little sister, Bright is best friend, and Cypher is, well, smart.
and Cypher is there too.
And I'm Cypher.
I love you,
I'm the one.
Mentality.
I'm the one who interacts with the Shadowhara Empire because you guys just can't.
Oh.
That's you.
Would Mordecai's predilections help him or hinder him in an interaction with the Empire? We know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like them very much.
And that's why that's one of the many reasons why you have me. Also
Because you
because I'm much better as an ally than I am as an enemy.
Before we
Yes.
begin in earnest, I am going to give one last shout out here, as it's actually very relevant to what's going on right now. I'm going to give a shout out to Macabre Derek, who is currently streaming. If you want another tab to open and watch in the background, who is currently streaming Drawing on the Macabre, and Derek is working on a super big art piece for the channel. He's been doing it for some time, and that art piece. He's done an excellent job with interpreting what my request was and putting it in his own style. And so if you all want to see what is to come here,
I am absolutely snagging it for a wallpaper on my desktop. I'm just saying.
The original concept, I probably over-engineered it some, and actually Derek, I think, took the idea and polished it up a lot better. But maybe when after it's released and maybe when we're finishing up and we have a that Q&A at the end, like so whatever happened to this, or I'll answer questions. What the original concept would have been compared to what was delivered. So yeah, please do give Derek a follow. Go check him out as he's drawing right now. And you can look a little bit into what has happened, is happening, and will happen to come in the story. And just as we were talking about before, melding people into entities of flesh. This ain't his first rodeo doing that. And Derek certainly had a presence here. The cause of and perhaps solution to all of Mesomaska's problems. And there's a few emotes as well.
I think that's alcohol. I'm not sure.
The original concept for this story, it was only going to last a couple months. 3 years later.
There we go. That's the right one. So actually, I'm sorry. I think the iterations of Jacob, Jade, and Jaden are they actually. Ooh, you know what? If we technically include the Pickle God emote,
Oh, and then there's Shelter.
and that's true. There's Selter as well. I think that Derek has left an indelible mark upon this campaign and world here, and it has even T-posed over you all as Jacob. So
No, over Mordecai. The rest of them didn't do that. Rest of them, he didn't do that. Over Mordecai, he did.
Only Mordecai.
Yeah,
Only Mordecai.
that's a scene in the slideshow if you all catch it when we do the intro next week, or if you go back and watch the VOD from the beginning. You know, the sad. All right, I swear, my last side note, and then we'll dive in, kind of literally, because we're on the water. The movie that plays, I can't hear in my headphones for whatever reason, because it's not background noise.
Do you not have it set to monitor on OBS?
I have it set to
Like audio settings. Do you have it set to monitor or no?
not to monitor. It's set to whatever plays through the headset, but Slobs doesn't play that music through itself. I guess like it's broadcast to you all. I see the music activity, like the bar wiggles as it plays, but for some reason I can't hear it. And despite
in your slobs, you don't have your audio set to monitor.
well, I don't know if it's something else then. Like
It's a whole technical thing.
okay,
It's a whole thing with slobs.
Well,
and OBS in general.
Until I figured out the great tragedy is, I worked with the composer of this piece for a long time in the background, and it was a fun little surprise that I dropped on my players as a thank you to all of them for all of the sessions and the heartache and all the fun times and everything else too. And it's a wonderful piece that it took a lot of time and a lot of money to get made, and I never get to listen to it every week. Because I can't hear it through the headset.
I can help you with that.
Okay. Well, yeah, we got to do some super secret tech in the background, and it's the same also with the break screen. There's a special piece I had composed music-wise for that, and for when we take our break, as you all listen to that music, the composition that Derek is making is that music. Like, that is the inspiration, the artistic like source. So as you listen to that music, and if you haven't seen what he's doing, then hey, if you want to leave it as a surprise, that's cool, because we'll make a reveal. But I sent the music to him as an inspiration to listen to as he was designing and drawing everything. So I hope that you all get to enjoy that as well when we can combine the music and that media together. All right, well, here we go. We're going to jump from this nice sunny shore with everyone. And by the way, the dedication to you all as players, I mean, here we have players that haven't been with us for some time in the background, but they're here because they're still a part of the story. They're still a part of everything going on. But now let's jump to who is here. And so Fluffy now merging into the entity known as Bright. You have avoided being grappled and possibly consumed by a tentacle monster.
That's always good.
That is good. We had you down below decks, and clearly no cowardice. This was simply strategic because you didn't want to come out from the cabin below the deck of the riverboat and have one of these things eat you. Or turn you into stone, although I'm sure you'd make a lovely statue. You'd be a little garden gnome. And
Just a little big for a garden gnome.
Yeah, you'd have to paint me and call me a miniature. There'd be no difference. Still move around the same way.
when I get the 3D printer for the channel, there's someone. I found someone in our community who can do 3D modeling. And,
yeah, I can do that too. I can help you with that.
With modeling?
Not with the modeling, but with the printing.
Okay.
I have a pretty nice printer.
There may at some point be STL files of the characters that will be in the works. So you all too can paint your very own Bright or Mordecai or Professor Cypherius Cypher or Cypher Cypherius or Norlai or Casimir or anything along those lines. But anyway, you
Celine.
Celine or Skeline even. So yeah, you are below decks.
I was building.
If it's relevant, I did boop a couple spells off your spell sheet. You did get a long rest, so all of your slots were reset, and you currently have Mage Armor up and Arcane Eye because you sent an Arcane Eye up above deck. That way, you could bend fate as necessary with your rolls.
Okay.
And we did roll for you for the day as well. I don't think you actually had a chance to invoke one of them.
Used one.
Oh, that's right. It was the 12, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the new portents aren't on my sheet, so tell me what they are.
An 8 and a 1.
Yeah, an
is
8
what
and
you
a
have
1.
left.
Ooh, I love ones.
Yeah, ones can be used to do. Ones can be used to do naughty things.
Naughty things
And
to
the
the
12.
DM.
We use the 12.
Yes.
Okay.
You also summoned a huge pile of grease above deck in order to suppress a fire that may or may not have been caused by Norlai. It was a 50-50 chance, but fortunately the grease did exactly what it needed. Actually, that's what I think we used the portent on. You looked into the future for all formulations of grease, and you found the one that wouldn't ignite.
Many
Yeah, I
fall
would have
in the
expected
face
the
of
grease to be
chaos,
flammable.
but not this
Well,
one.
that's okay.
Not today.
Whatever worked.
And thus added to the just immense pile of slime that the professor had to crawl out of, as he was just getting tag teamed
Gooped.
hard by all these monsters, and then got like some. He didn't succumb to the grease by slipping in it, I don't think, but he definitely got splorted with it. We also have 5 Norlais. Your familiar is not out. This was a representation of the barge captain, and also for your reference, the steering wheel is awakened.
Oh, okay.
Oopsie.
Is the barge captain an Arakokra?
No, it was just a quick
Oh.
token I grabbed and pulled over. Like,
okay.
it's a bird. He's not a pirate, but they have parrots. Boom, quick psychological connection, and there we go.
Sure, that'll work. And as they say, you
And
can
he's
never
not
have too
dead.
much slime.
And he is not dead.
Well, I
I
mean,
saved
it,
the
it,
captain.
it is numbing, petrifying slime, but it turns out that AC-27's pretty much untouchable.
Yeah, that was pretty gross. Yeah, so he was able to do all sorts of wiggling and squiggling through these things. As Bright, you saw that the secretions from these eels were attempting to turn people to stone.
Including Mordecai.
Including,
Which would have been
you had to
bad.
kind of like break the crust on your skin a couple times to.
Because I'm the only one who can cure that.
So this is the current state of things. The wheel of the barge will remain animated for about 30 more seconds, I think. So if you want to talk to it, I guess you could. The captain was turned into a statue, but not dead. Actually, Mordecai came in with that clutch grave cleric ranged.
Spare the dying.
Spare the dying, and was able to stabilize the captain. Letting him turn to stone just to repair, like whatever, we'll fix it in post, and so here you are. The assistant is presumably still snoring in the quarters below the rear deck here, but he didn't make an appearance for the fight. But you do have 4 huge eels of some variety that are now dead, twitching on the deck. They're and by the way, as the professor found out, their goop is kind of splashy, so you might not want to, hit it with a melee weapon, or just be careful, kind of climbing out of their coils. And then I think we still have the 4 extra Norlais for another minute or something like that too, because that was an oopsie doopsie. Speaking of which, I better get that page ready just in case. Classes. Sorcerer. There we are. Okay. So I'm ready if you all are. If Bright has any questions as to the current state of things, ask away. Otherwise, it's stable, and you all continue floating down this river.
No, I think I'm caught up.
Okay then.
We should probably go and get the assistant up, because can any of you pilot a river barge? Because I can't.
I do have a question for Maddie.
Oh.
Are my spell slots up to date?
Yeah,
And
you
my character
used,
sheet?
Well, they should be. I think I restored them before I blooped off some spell slots. Because I
You
think
used both in two firsts.
yeah, it
Okay.
was Mage Armor, Grease, and Arcane Eye is what you used.
Oh, okay, then yeah, this is not correct at all.
Alright then. Whoops.
Okay, because what it showed is what I think I had from yesterday, where I used all my fifths, but I didn't use any fourths, and I was confused.
No.
So okay, so I'm down. I used 2 firsts and 2 fourths, and 1
Oh.
fourth.
Just a single fourth.
1 fourth, 2 firsts.
Bright, your
And it's
hair,
Arcane Eye, so I would have gotten the first one back. Okay, got it.
Your hair is currently like super static puff right now. Norlai was just tossing lightning everywhere, and you were below decks, and most of the lightning bolts hit on or around directly above you. So while no one can see it right now, you just have a big like pink poof of hair right now. With all
That's
the
why
static
I'm off
electricity.
stream, obviously.
Yeah, sorry. So it's role playing.
Bad hair
Everyone,
day,
look at
right?
this.
Fine.
I'm having a bad hair day, and I didn't want to show. So.
Fluffy's a master of the craft. Okay, so a little bit more diamond dust was generously given up in order to bring the barge captain back,
Yes.
and
We need more diamond dust.
his eyes had fluttered open, and he is stable. I mean, I think he was at 0 hit points, but we had a dramatic, like, he just came back from death, and then he boop, got petrified. All right, so yes, dun, 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 dun. The riverboat is going down here. It is still for the next little bit. The wheel is steering itself because it was accidentally awakened by Norlai.
Oh, I had dumped hit points in him. That's why he was awake.
Oh, okay.
I dumped hit points in him by using my healing hand.
That's right. It was so yes, as a show of your power, you just absolutely flooded him with hit points.
Oh no, it was charges from the staff for cure wounds. That's what I did.
That's right. Yeah, okay, so it was from the staff. But yeah, it's I mean, he's a commoner with like 5 hit points, and you're just like, live. And
Yeah, he's a commoner with 5 hit points, and you gave him an X potion, is what you did.
yes. But such is the measure of your power, where, or your considerate heart, that you are willing to pour 100 gold of diamond dust, and certainly an overcure, into this barge captain. So I don't say this is like, haha, you wasted resources. This is a measure of your power and influence. And you know what? This river captain probably has a better opinion, and river captains and traders talk. So I'm not saying you have to hold it over his head, but
I'm definitely gonna make sure that he's okay, though.
yeah. I mean, he's gonna come to his senses and look around and just like look at the steering wheel. The steering wheel looks back at him, kind of gives him a I got this, and then stands up shakily to his feet. We got to get these off the ship. I don't even know what those are. I've never seen them in the river before. I know that there's been all sorts of things that a lot of people have never seen, but I would always hope to not have to worry about that. This river is so widely traveled that I would have heard rumors.
Yeah, that's strange. This must be new. Well, I don't exactly have the strength, nor should we actually touch them.
I think I can help with that. Now,
It's not going to be one of your gravity effects, is it?
He did yeet one of them off the ship before.
I could blast
Not,
him again.
not one of the massive ones you've seen do. I have quite a number of much more localized effects.
You
What?
say that, but I don't trust you.
So, Maddie, I kind of want to flavor this up a bit.
Okay.
So,
Oh no.
Sell me on it.
I have this.
Okay.
And so basically, I think levitate might be concentration. But for the sake of this and the fact that I can cast it as many times as I wish, what I would like to do is kind of do a multiple thing where I pair using the levitates from Ascendant Step because I can cast it on any creature within 60 feet
Mm-hmm.
and pair it with Mage Hands because then there's no resistance to basically kind of raise my hands, levitate the corpses, and then just use the hands to push them off the ship.
Okay. All right.
Because it's a mixture of cantrips and free spells. And, like, whilst technically you'd have to do it, like, one at a time, I kind of wanted to flavor it up a little. Because time isn't really an exceptional factor here.
Okay. So yeah, with one hand you want to raise one up, and then you want to sort of like push them off after.
Yep, use the mage hand to push it off the boat.
Okay. You know what? In this circumstance, it makes sense. But what I will ask for is at least give me like a spell casting check. Just do like a charisma check to see if or not. You know what? Just do Arcana. Let's do Arcana to formulate. I think that would be a little more thematic.
Sure.
Okay. 20.
20.
Yeah, so you're thinking of this idea. How can you manipulate this? And you think you got this, and you begin by you cast levitate on one of these things, and it does. In another interesting experiment, and we'll see if it comes back later. It does. The levitation of the creature does seem to be fixed from the deck from where you're raising it, so the ship will not continue to pass under it, and then you just like let it go in the water as soon as you pass, as soon as it, it's not bound to like the geological
logical point. Yeah.
But it is floating there, and they are very large here, but at the same time. You have a mage hand to help direct it, and Norlai, your ability to control the winds is a freebie, right? Is that just a bonus action?
I think it's I think it's bonus action. Let me double check.
It doesn't cost any resources.
Direction of the wind is a bonus action.
Bright, there's a lot of weather manipulation going on yesterday, which actually was pretty cool and was useful. It's a what?
It's a bonus action.
Bonus action? Okay.
I am still concentrating on my call lightning, though, as a note.
If you're feeling vindictive and want to target practice a bunch of these eels, you're welcome to. Okay. So, I think the mage hand only provides 5 pounds of... So, like, it...
10
10, okay.
pounds.
They rise up, and there's, like, a little bit, like... there's a lot of bulk, because these are huge eels. But normally... What's that?
I have a mage hand. I can help.
Yep.
Oh.
I will also note though that the hand can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds. Right now, I'm not carrying an object. I'm just pushing it with force, rather than actually carrying it. Because,
because it would be 10 pounds of force to, but all the same, based on your idea, like you start kind of pushing, and it's like kind of slowly, like over the side. Norlai, if you wanted to join in and cast Mage Hand, you're welcome to do so. And if anyone else wants to, I guess you can control winds, mage hand, or otherwise contribute to the effort here that the professors put together.
Well, I'm still below decks,
yeah.
so probably not. But this would be a great time for me to come up to
Yep.
the main deck and say, boy, I'm really sorry I didn't contribute very much there. I mean, I'm very small and not very strong, and I just, without, I mean,
Splash.
the only magic I can use is just the little, the little illusions that all gnomes can do, so I just didn't feel like I could do very much.
Splash.
That's for the benefit of the ship captain.
Oh, all right.
Because he still doesn't, he's still the ship captain.
Splash. Splash. Okay, so with teamwork making the dream work, the deck is cleared of these. You know what? Mordecai, give me a nature check. And you can
That
do this
does
at
remind
advantage
me.
as well.
Do it at advantage.
Did this remind me, Maddie?
Yes.
The steering wheel of the ship wasn't awakened. Norelai actually summoned a Modron.
Yeah. No, I understand. I sort of flavored it as this mechanical part of the ship,
awakened.
like, awakened.
Actually awakened. Okay.
But it is going to go back to being just a mundane steering wheel. 17. Yeah. Okay. That'll be enough, Mordecai, especially because you're hanging out with the captain who does, go up and down this river often. With some of his commentary, and I mean, you've been on this river before, and I think Mordecai, you were primarily you're a vegetarian, but you are also a pescatarian.
Yes.
So you would have had river eels before. And there are qualities of these things, like in their appearance, that it looks like these were native eels to the river. However, they have never done anything like this before, whether it's the huge size, the petrifying secretions, and even the poisonous bite is something that seemed to be newly developed with them. But this must have been some kind of a take on the native species of freshwater eels that are in this river.
Yeah. This whole world is changing.
Let's see. This goes back to normal. We lose our copies of Norelai. And the captain does wake up his helper here, who I just need a quick. There we go. He's not an orc, but he could be. So he's gonna wake him up and say, "You gotta clean this up," because the deck is slippery from this stuff, and also, how dare you sleep through the combat and what? What?
He definitely seems not like a member of the Horde, but rather a member of the Alliance.
Yeah. Yes, reload. And goes to start cleaning off the deck of the river barge. The weather itself isn't threatening, at least since we had entered into this particular combat. But who knows? As the weather seems to shift every so often.
I do still have a summoned thunderstorm though.
Yeah, how long does that last? An hour?
10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes? Oh, yeah. All right. So, in the immediacy, you do, just in case. Though, a couple minutes have already passed, and so he's working on cleaning off the barge. All of you are awake, and the captain is alive again, and you're heading down the river, which means that I can... I thought I... Oh. I must have accidentally hit, Oh, boo, yeah. I must have accidentally hit the delete button on the nice scenery. Well, anyway, you go back to a nice, beautiful, riverboat cruise.
I'm not sure how much help it'll be, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for those eel things again.
Okay, so you want to jam out on the side of the boat and just kind of look down into the waters?
Yeah, not that I'm that great at it anymore. I don't have this kind of eagle vision that I had as a vampire, but
Yeah.
I'm a little sturdier these days than that.
All right. Does anyone else want to, I guess, be on eel watch?
I will.
Sure, I'll watch for eels. Why not? It's a nice day except for the thunderstorm.
Fortunately, oh yeah, Bright, if you do have any commentary on it, Mordecai just very much like blew a hole in the thunderstorm that was threatening the ship over the course of the night, and just this 5 mile in diameter, or was it 5 mile diameter or radius?
Diameter.
A 5 mile diameter hole in the thunderstorm just followed along the ship over the course of the night.
That is actually pretty fancy.
And you also saw that Norelai just simply willed the rain to not fall down on the ship, and it didn't. And she also was controlling the wind, just very casually.
That's pretty fancy too.
I think that was the sentiment we role-played with Bright having, but... so if you have any questions or contemplations on these, newfound abilities or powers or, invocations of, control over, natural phenomena, Bright is now aware that her allies can do such things.
I was thinking about learning to do such things too, but I chose a different path, which I actually still have to talk to you about offline.
Okay. In the last session as well, I made the observation that because we were all kind of role-playing Bright, like, what would she do in this circumstance, and we kind of, we meted it out. I made sort of an off-comment remark now 2 sessions ago when it came down to the treasure generation for Mordecai, because I had misread the number roll for the lore that we were developing around this magical instrument. And I made the fun, sort of side remark of, meanwhile Bright sort of feels, like a disturbance in the Force, like somewhere there was a choice or like an alternate route that could have been taken. And in between that session and then last week's, I got to thinking that I like that idea. And while it was kind of a fun, side comment like, oopsie, I made a mistake, I kind of like that you would be sensitive to things along those lines, where there is choice or potential to be to be had. And while there's not necessarily been a particular pattern behind it, the fact that you can be aware of these separate strings of fate, or however you want to present them as Bright. I don't know if she's a fatalist or if she just sees it as, we have free will, but there's just alternate, simultaneous, whatever, come up with the gnomish words for it. But in another reality, Mordecai got that other instrument, and you saw that for the briefest of moments before it locked in that, Mordecai actually got this particular one. So if you want to play into that, especially because this gift of yours has been, it's been used to a degree against Shonaroth or the manifestations that you've encountered, because we even actually had a playoff of this with that flesh beast in Uct, where, well, yes, that was that was me coming off of the state saying, yeah, you're not allowed to have your store open, and I was very distressed and angry and distracted. I'm like, I wanted to play, and I misread the stat block, and that was totally my fault. But so it was my fault again. But we played it off that Bright actually had a forewarning.
Yes, we can fork reality every time you make a mistake, and it
Yeah,
can be
so-
Bright's thing.
And Bright's just sensitive to those forks and the reality.
Yes. But so going back to a couple of those other instances, hopefully without me needing to make mistakes as your DM, I think it's a cool thing to play off of, and if we've set the precedent that while it didn't have a sort of an offensive capability, like it wasn't like your lightning bolt would hit the creature with your divination, the
Right.
fact is that you could foresee alternate encounters, and that would go to prove that while Noralai seems to have this gift that allows her to directly impose magic on one of these aberrations, your gift can also affect, because those creatures exist in those alternates as well. Your gift in itself, in some sense, can also affect these aberrations of Shonuroth. Now, how you want to develop it and grow with it, I don't really have a mechanic in mind, but I thought it was just a really cool thing, especially because it happened again, so clearly this was meant to be. And so if you want to develop that in some way, if you have a proposition for it, if you want to work in something like redeeming one of your +1s from a fickle god to get like a little brain tickle or something, or something along those lines, I think that would be really good, because this is also proof that Bright is coming into, her own. She's accepted this divination into, at least to some degree. The things that we had talked about actually in our cooldown talk not 1 week ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I think this is a good way to show that, and to let you have a little bit more flexibility in what you'd like to do in order to bring your gift further to light. Because apparently this was meant to happen in a fun irony. This was meant to happen because it has several times before, and here we are.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. Let's. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know that I have anything to add. I'm supportive of all of that. I mean, it's all true, right? When we came back from hell, I had the chat with Mordecai really about, what it meant and
Yep.
how to accept it. So I feel like that's in keeping for sure. I don't know what else I should say right now.
Okay, if you don't have to. I just sort of waylaid you with this, so let it stew and simmer a little bit. And if you have an idea, bounce it off me, and I think we can make that work.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll put in some thought, but I don't really feel like there's that much to say about it right now. But the next time we run into a Shonureef creature or something, maybe I'll bring it up. I don't know if you have.
Okay.
I mean, I agree that there's no obvious mechanic for this, but I'll think of some way of using it.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Maybe you can look into the realm of possibilities and other such things, and develop your own way forward with it. So, all right.
Okay.
Well,
While we're traveling, Mordecai is actually going to spend some time and do a prayer of healing, but it's basically just playing the violin.
oh, okay.
In case anybody needs some healing, he desperately needs some himself.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's still thematic to when you were a bard and you had
I'm at full health.
you had Song of Rest.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm at full health too. Imagine that.
Well, Mordecai is not, so he's doing this kind of thing.
Oh yeah, poor Mordecai was. Actually, Mordecai was you. I think you took every hit with the exception of the captain.
Yeah, because even with the 20 AC, I'm still getting bopped.
Yep.
You're still the face tank.
Yep.
God damn it!
Learn shield.
I don't have the ability to learn shield.
Well,
Learn
Can't
harder.
get good like that, scrub.
Play harder.
pray harder to Weejath. Maybe we should give it to you.
You
I mean-
are scheduled to arrive as you're going down the river here. You're probably about the midpoint. You're scheduled to arrive in Old Port by the evening, and from there you'll do what you do. But we're back on the river. All of the autumnal colors that you see are there. You are going to pass by. You are going to pass by a. Actually, this is an interesting scenario, and I'm going to use that to help me. Okay. You pass by not too long after. You go around a little bend in the river here, and there is another ship that is afloat. But it looks like it's going to not wildly crash. The river isn't in rapids mode right now. But there is a ship that doesn't have a crew, and it looks like it's about to run up onto the bank of the river.
Well, if it gets wedged in there sideways, we'll never get past it.
How do you like this purely fictional scenario?
I mean, there were evergreens going up the river earlier.
It does appear as you're getting closer and you're formulating whatever you'd like to do. You can, in this instance, you can go around. The river is going to be wide enough that this other ship will not necessarily interfere. But you do see that there is a statue on the deck of this river barge. However, you don't see any other people or statues. And the deck does look covered in slime. So, what would you all like to do? You can keep on rolling down the river. You can stop to investigate. Or, I don't know, turn around and go home. Or, you got options.
One of the most curious puzzles we've been ever given.
I think it's one of those. We kind of know what happened to those people.
We do,
Nearly
but there
almost
might
happened
be
to us.
Clues aboard. I mean, we might be able to save those people. I don't know if we can, but we could try. Maybe we could dispel.
I don't
Well, this-
exactly have very many uses of dispelling that effect.
Well, and I
We
can't
could
do it at
get
all
them-
until tomorrow, but still, we could try. Or there might be, maybe there's treasure on board. We can never have enough treasure.
I mean, if there's statue people, we can put them on our ship, and then the next town with a cleric, we can just drop them off.
Yeah, and even if we can't save them, we should at least find out who they are for their families. Although it would be awkward. I mean, would it just be like Uncle Bob is out in the backyard as a statue? I don't know what they do with them, but it should be up to them.
Yeah.
Garden ornament.
Stop saying that.
Disrespectful. Piper. Have some class, man.
Look, it's simply being practical. If you cannot heal him, then you may as well get some other use. It's what he would have wanted, I'm sure.
That's so disrespectful.
Well, no, you
That's
build
the
a
same as
memorial.
walking a person's corpse.
No, you build a memorial and you have them be the statue that marks the headstone.
You said
They become their
useful.
own memorial. It is useful.
Like you wanted to put them to work or something, like some kind of
Shut-
show.
Yeah. Okay. So
one moment. And Cypher's gonna note down in a little notebook. Note to self: See if animate object spell can animate petrified corpses. ...
I mean, I'm sure it can, but that doesn't mean it turns them back into the. It just makes them animated statues. I don't think it would bring them back. But who knows? We could try all kinds of things. I mean, you know. See, you have to experiment when you have these things. You have to experiment with them. There's nothing wrong with that.
Does this mean you'd like the captain to take you closer to the ship to...
That was for Noralai's benefit, even though I just said it out loud. I'll say things for Cypher's and Mordecai's benefits later, I'm sure. But we should we should definitely investigate. Is there? I mean, how close are we to the ship?
It's you can see it a couple 100 feet ahead. Like you still have a little bit before you'd come up to it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
need more diamond dust by the time we even get to Old Port.
Well,
I've got a couple uses left, but I don't want to waste it all. I mean, not waste it all, but look.
yeah, I mean, diamond dust is pretty expensive, and
Yeah,
it's not good to waste it. So, just a quick recap: getting in the slime makes you petrified, or the creatures like have a petrify effect.
It's the slime.
Yeah,
It's the slime.
the secretions are what causes you to make saves against being petrified.
Okay,
So don't touch it.
sure. Okay, I won't touch it.
So if this statue is someone that we want to rescue, we need to be calculated about this and do it quickly.
Well, if we stop the ship, I can fly over and not touch things.
Yeah, we have lots of things we can do.
And you
So-
can lift a statue made of stone.
I can probably do that.
That's the spirit, Noralai.
So long as the statue's not goopy, right?
The statue, it doesn't glisten at this distance like it would be totally covered, but of course they would have had to have come into contact. There might be some residual goop on the statue, but it's not like glip, glip, it's like fresh drippings or anything.
Is this person like an average sized person, or are they like gnome size? Are we talking tiefling, human?
Yeah,
Is there just one statue?
make a perception at advantage, Mordecai.
Oh,
And you get advantage for reasons that may very well come to light.
okay. Still very bad at it.
Ooh, 19. As the barge is getting closer and you're squinting, you know, you're kind of squinting through, you're looking, you're assessing the goopage aboard the ship and all of this. That the statue, now that you're getting closer, there's something human, male, kind of a portly build. Wait a minute. You've seen this person before, actually. Though it wasn't on a river. He actually had a wagon that was being pulled down one of the roads you were traveling, and you were traveling alongside him. This looks like a statue of the portly merchant that had a bit of a stammering issue. Was trying to sound very eloquent and ended up stumbling over his own words.
Pouty lips.
Pouty lips, yeah.
Well, now I'm sad if Pouty lips turn to stone.
Okay, then let's try and get him over here then.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, Bright, did you you stirred up his brain a little bit one time, didn't you?
That does sound like something I would do.
Someone, yeah. One of you compelled him, I think, to take you along, because he had a wagon and a horse, and
Yeah, that was right.
I might have done that. Yeah.
Okay, just
That was
checking.
very early in the campaign.
I don't think I met him.
Norlai hasn't met him, I don't think.
Yeah, that was before I joined.
So yeah, the statue is at the rear of the barge, and has like one hand like gripping the railing, and the other one like there's an open mouth and an arm out, kind of like maybe he was trying to escape or something, and ended up getting splorted with these petrifying juices, and turned to stone there.
Well, that's pretty unfortunate. So is there any way like we could gently like encourage the ship to, run aground so that we don't have to worry so much about it? Because
Yeah,
if we're gonna float by it.
The captain and his Gilligan, as the gnomes call him. Yeah, you can use the ship that you're on. I mean, if you're telling them, because you're paying for the time anyway. But yeah, you can sort of like nudge against the other ship and sort of direct it to more gently roll up onto the bank.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I mean, I know you have a schedule to keep, but this way, I mean, we'll give you a share of whatever salvage we have. In fact, we might let you keep the ship. Wouldn't it be nice if you could start a fleet? You could even have your Gilligan as the new captain of the new ship.
I what? Hey, now, no ideas. What did I tell you about those? And the captain. Oh right, I'm sorry. Some ideas hurt to think about.
I say that because I know he's completely unqualified.
But the barge captain does say, "Well, I do. It's really your time that you bought, and frankly, with what you just saved me from, I'll give you all the time necessary. As especially, well, there are salvage rules in cases like this where this riverboat is derelict. Poor souls on there. I might even be able to find who the captain was, and well, there's a whole we captains talk anyway. That's even if the captain's still around. Oh my. Well, yes. Let's pull up. If you're fine with it, it just means you're arriving at your destination later.
Yeah, we're used to that. I mean,
Very
one time I arrived 3,000 years late, so you know it.
All right. So, very basic maneuvers. The river's not in a rush right now, anyway, until I roll the next set of weather. And yeah, you're able to have the ships. Both the ships are aground on the bank, but not in a bad way. And the captain and the Gilligan get out to tie some ropes to the derelict barge on a tree on the bank, and the one that you're on is affixed as well. So the barges aren't going anywhere. You are back on solid land halfway anyway, and yeah, you can hop aboard or fly over or otherwise interact with this other ship. Imagine a similar shape to the ship that you were on, except this one's actually this one is a little larger, but it's not as nice as this is. This is more of just like a pleasure cruise. You know, it's not like a big cargo hauler or things. That's why he's needed to make these stops to make sure. Oh, Bright, you are probably filled up with pancakes right now.
Oh, good. I like
I'm
pancakes.
sorry to tell you, pancakes, butter, and fresh syrup, like from the maple tree. So
Yeah, that would have been
And-
really nice, actually.
And blueberry coulis as well.
Oh,
'cause there
that's
was
true.
Blueberries.
Yeah. Bright, now
as
that
long
the
as-
combat's over, the professor has a weird, like, bruise that looks like a streak going up his cheek. It's just sort of like a bluish coloration there. Now, your presentation probably would have taken care of that, but there was a lead into the fight where the professor was having trouble eating blueberries and kind of smeared himself with them.
Yeah, pancakes are very, very tasty, as long as they're made with unfertilized eggs.
I don't. Is there
Let's
a
take
tiefling
sure,
recipe where it's like made with balut instead, or I don't know. Maybe it's cultural.
I don't know. Just making sure. Okay, so do we? I mean, I could send my eye over to scout the ship first, or if anybody has a way of cleaning up the slime, I have some ideas, but it would be a lot of prestidigitations.
Get cleaning.
The
My,
mundane way that the Gilligan was taking care of it aboard yours, it seemed like the river water was just sort of breaking it up. Like he was dipping a mop in and kind of.
Oh, so it dissolves in
Methods
water.
that I have packed with me today are a little drastic.
Does anybody have like a really big bucket?
I can control the weather.
I can slightly control the weather.
Does anyone have a really big bucket?
I do.
I didn't
How-
pack
how-
that one with me today.
How big is the bucket?
Oh, I bet you could fit inside of it.
Well, that's good. What about him? And a motion to the captain.
Oh no, I don't think he could fit in the bucket. Maybe a foot.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I mean, it's a start. Could you show me your big bucket?
Oh, I suppose I could. It's a good bucket. It holds a lot of water.
That's good. That's good. I'd like to see the big bucket now, please.
All right, here, I'll go get it for you. His big heavy feet creak across the barge. And comes out, and there's actually a really, it would be, Bright might be able to fit inside a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, she like
Oh, it's just
squatted
5
down.
gallons?
It would probably be. No. We'll say it's like half of a. It's half a barrel. Like you could buy half barrels at home improvement places to, for like your garden or something. You want to make a little fountain. He has like half of an old whiskey barrel or something.
Okay. That'll do. Yeah, if it was just a 5-gallon bucket, that's just like a regular bucket. I wouldn't want that. But if he's got half of a barrel.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is my bucket. This name
Okay.
is Liza.
Oh, you named your bucket? That's adorable.
Yes, this is dear Liza.
Is there a hole in the bucket?
The hole was in the other half, so I cut that half off so there was no hole no more.
Wouldn't that just mean that the hole got a lot bigger?
And mending. Does that work?
He stops, and you can almost see like a physical thinking going on his face. No, because the hole's gone now. I got rid of
Oh no. Oh no, you're just confusing this poor, intellectually impaired man.
it. But Liza here can carry a lot of water.
Okay, that's good. Alright. So, here we go. I will use Big B's smishing hand to,
Oh.
to manipulate the bucket in the appropriate way to just throw gallons and gallons and gallons of water on top of the other ship.
For a minute, yep.
Sure, so you... Yeah, so
Just-
the hand just kind of comes...
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so you begin doing that to sploosh off the deck. What are the rest of you doing? Do you want to go and visit the statue? Or go explore what crates and other things, what goodies are aboard this presumably now derelict river barge?
I am definitely going to... I want to de-stone Pouty Lips.
Okay.
He would have maybe some valuable information as to what's going on here now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said, I'm spending more diamond dust. I only have 2 more left. Cast the Greater Restoration.
Okay, so between the efforts of the hand and the barrel and everything, like you don't have to be too ginger and you're stepping across the deck to get over to Pouty, or just your pursuit over there. So you're gonna cast Greater Resto? Oh, yeah, you do.
Yes, I am.
All right, another 100 diamond dust. You cast the
I'm
spell,
gonna need more dust by the time we get there.
and as the flesh return, or as the stone returns back to flesh, this poor merchant once more, well, it returns back to the point at which he turned, and you just get a finishing scream as the air squeezes out of his now animated lungs.
Welcome back.
What is to say? Hold on, just leaning in. He's leaning in, like looking back over, and that is maybe a while ago. There's the road, and you're wait, you weren't aboard the ship. No, your name is
Mordecai.
Here. Mordecai, yes, your name is Mordecai. I've seen you before on the road, yes. We are, well, that is to say, in a forward style motion, in the direction we are traveling. Yes, we travel together.
Yes.
What?
I think we even boarded together once on the road.
Where are the others? The crew, the people on the ship going downriver, etc., etc.
So far, you're the only one I've seen.
Oh no. Well, he almost sounds like an idling engine as he's just looking around.
Kind of on your own here. Where were you coming from? Oldport?
I was going to Oldport, just trading my goods and wares, as you do. Great opportunity, of course, with the booming economy, money, you know how it is. Of course, there's all things and the stuff and the Shadowheart and everything.
Well, we're headed in that direction.
Oh, well, yes, the beautiful opportunity to help me? He asks as a question.
I mean, I've returned you to life.
Yeah, yes, life, such as, I
Otherwise, you were going to be
definitely
a
don't
statue
feel
for eternity.
itchy anymore. My skin has a fleshy, arthritis and all. And,
You were a statue.
no. Yes, I remember now. I had to have a couple rocks knocked loose. Yeah, the things in the river just right up sprang as apparently they would do. The others, the crew, they tried to repel them, but they were just too large and goopy. Sluice, I think, is a good word for that. They're just sluicing around, drippy,
They might have been turned to stone as well and dragged underneath the water.
I don't know. I was trying to find help. Yes, that's exactly what I was doing here. I thought I saw someone perhaps on the bank to shout over and gripping the rail and yes.
You need to collect your things.
My things are aboard the ship. It's the cargo, mostly, somewhat, probably mostly. He's looking around to see if there's anyone else aboard the ship. Probably mostly, yes.
Well, me and my companions can unload the ship for you. Help unload the ship for you.
That would be jolly good. Yes, I'll pay
How
you.
much is there?
Of course, skilled labor. What's the going rate? 3 silver a day. So I don't calculate bulk rate and. You are going to Oldport, yes?
Yes.
You're
We're
not
already
a
headed in that direction.
pirate, are you?
What would make you think that I am?
Well, you're dressed very fancily.
Oh, that was weird. You gotta tell them if you are. It's the rules.
No, that's police, not pirates. It's not part of the pirate's code.
Is it not? I don't know. I haven't met a pirate yet.
I was a performer once, but well, still,
Well,
not nearly as traveled as I used to be. But
certainly. We'll do a lot of traveling downriver, and if you can help me, as they say, squid GoPro and e pluribus unitems and et ceteras and so forth unto fortuity. He laughs at something. But yes, I'll make sure that you're taken care of. If you can help get me to Oldport, please.
have you been to Old Port recently?
Oh, yes. Boy, it was not but springtime that I was there last. Departed, went to go to collect that which is coming downriver right now. As you see, hitherto, henceforth, across the fields of the deck. And it is now I've returned to bring goods and services to the good people of Oldport. Yes, yes.
What's the situation like there now?
Oh, prosperous, great developments, wonderful places to stay, food you just would never have had before, really, if you think about it. Of course, I'd only be logical. Well, yeah, why even bring it up? He's starting to argue with himself in a distracted manner before snapping to. Yes, the great docks are always full, economy, goods and services, and yes, that is the state of things. The last time I was there, anyway.
Always has been a very prosperous town, so.
Well, it's not quite as quaint or quiet as it used to be, but it is still Oldport, in a sense.
Fascinating.
Absolutely. I've actually gotten to meet some dwarves outside of Browbeat there. They're part of the military, of course, but unique folk, hearty food, interesting culture and language that lends itself to just an interesting way to express yourself.
I'm sure it is.
Right, well, let's get this barge unstuck. I have crates and sundry barrels and containers, packages, if you will.
DM surprise choose whether to help or hinder the party.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure what the blustering on about right now.
I'm definitely afraid to use detect thoughts on this guy.
The blustering thoughts.
I could short out.
Bright has a seizure listening to Patty thoughts. Oh, no, that would be bad.
So we're gonna unload the ship?
No. I mean, yes, but not here. Back in Oldport. That's where my things are going to be taken. I could certainly use a good, strong back. Lass, I don't know if you would necessarily qualify. I'd hate for you to, nerves and.
I don't think any of us know how to drive a barge.
Sound of feasting.
Do you know how to drive it by yourself?
Well, that is to say, no.
Then we'll have to unload your cargo onto the ship that we're using.
Perhaps with those ropes, and this one can follow behind that one, and as you do. Caravan, yes, caravans across the lands. I'm very experienced with caravans. Mordecai, you should know. You drove alongside me on that. Why did I go there again? And I remember you too. Your name is... It's bright at the tip of my tongue. I just...
This
Sound
is
a
Bright,
feasting horn.
Lorelei, and Professor Cypher.
I
I
don't,
don't
think.
think. Yeah, I don't think you've met Lorelei or Cypher before. So, wait, I'm confused. Did you just hire this ship, or is this your ship?
Well, depending on the laws applicable, this might be my ship now, but no, I technically, rented the services as the traveling downriver. Of course, you need a boat. Why wouldn't you need a boat? Why would you even think that otherwise? Of course not. No, you are a very elucidated woman. Bright, you are so familiar in some ways. I don't...
Yes, yeah, I met you before at same time as Mordecai.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you again for the first time. I'm having trouble focusing for some reason.
It does seem that way, even by your standards.
Maybe this could end
Been a
up
couple
being
of
my
years.
boat, but look, in all honesty, I am a man of coin, of wealth, of connections.
No
and,
doubt.
I'm sure that I could legally take charge of this boat, being the only survivor. My goods are...
No, I don't think it works that way. I think it's ours because we rescued it and you. But yeah. So what I'm concluding is that this is not your boat. This is a boat that you hired, or
Well, yes.
maybe took over. Maybe.
Are you a
Is that the
pirate?
sort-
I'm gonna pass if you are.
I'm kind of suspecting that Pouty Lips might be a pirate.
What? Nonsense.
The question is valid, as you asked us a similar thing.
I am not dressed nearly in the fashion as you are, Mordecai. I am a simple tradesman, a man trading boxes full of things for money and influence, as anyone
What's in the
else.
boxes?
I am dressed no less fancy than anyone else in this room.
I'm just the fanciest.
Or no more fancy, anyway.
But, and you say that, Norline. He takes a moment. What's
I'm gonna fly over to the nearest box.
the feathers? Mordecai, is this your sister?
Pretty much.
Oh well.
Technically.
That maybe that explains the feathers and the coordination and you there, Professor. I can't say I've heard of you. It's a bit of a shame. I'm not sure which institution that you taught at. I'm sure that I've been there, but I have to say, Professor, you are dressed in a manner a little bit like those that I might end up selling to an old port. You have a bit of an old, and he gives a very odd, like, he's not necessarily trying to be sly. This is a very obvious wink when he describes your dress as like old world. Wink. A bit of an old world feel to it, if you don't
I
mind
think
my.
he's a pirate.
Yes, well,
He does seem rather like a pirate right now.
I am, of course, one of the foremost Mesopotamian historians on Shadowheart history, being a fellow at the university in Fourfire Plains and whatnot, or I was before they turned it into a fortress. I have not been back there in quite some time.
Yes, quite a tragedy. A lot of missed opportunities there.
So what's in the boxes? And I'm gonna fly over to like the nearest box that I could probably open up. What you got here?
You'll need to either use magical force or a crowbar to because like these containers are actually like nailed or strapped.
Okay, but I'm still asking what's in them.
The chock full of nunya.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like something that someone who is...
That sounds like something a
Recently-
pirate would say.
What? You
Sounds
won't
like
even-
someone... It sounds like something who is... Someone who is not grateful that they were brought back to life, would say.
Of course, I'm eternally grateful that you brought me back. Well, why must I reveal what's in my crates to you? That's nonsensical.
So
we know
Who
that
does
it's
that?
We're going to be transporting this for you. We ought to know. We're part of your crew now.
Well, everything is completely above board. Not just because it's above water, though. I just suppose that's a bit of a nautical reference.
Then you wouldn't mind us inspecting the boxes.
No, that sounds like a bit of a shakedown, if you ask me.
This is a shakedown, sir.
I'm gonna use
What?
Thunderclap to open this box.
Highwaymen, robbers, the lot of you! You're gonna use
Mr. Pouty Lips.
Thunderclap?
Yeah, to kind of do thunder damage to the box and hopefully open it.
I'm feeling like we shouldn't have revived Pouty Lips until we got to the city.
You create a burst of thunder sound that can be heard up to 10 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must succeed on a con saving throw.
I'm just standing next to the box. I'm not standing next to anyone.
Okay. Sure. That's a wooden box.
Of course, I don't have knock prepared today. I never prepare it when I need it. It's been like 100 times when I've prepared it and not had a use for it, and now.
Okay. Roll your damage. All right. So you go up to one of these boxes and crack a boom. A thunderclap very much manifests that just echoes up and down the river, or at least for 100 feet, and through the woods to grandmother's house it goes. And you damage the box. Like some of the nails are a little bent, like kind of shuttered out, and there are fractures in one of the wooden sides. If you do this again, it'll probably split open.
All right.
Oh, young lady, what do you? Oh, well, of course,
You
it's
need
family
to open
business.
it.
Mordecai's here to shake me down. So is his little sister. Oh, piracy, highway robbery. He shouts.
Mr. Pouty Lips. Mr.
I'm
Pouty
using the
Lips.
mage hand to open up the crate.
This does not have to be difficult.
What, do you want money? The mage hand won't be strong enough. You've injured it, but there's still nails and stuff holding it together. They're very sturdy crates.
Okay. I was hoping not to completely break it because I wanted to mend it back together. So what's in the box before I open it?
Ugh. It's just things to sell to people.
Of course.
Pots and pans and clothes and things people need. You're going to shake down a poor merchant? Unheard of.
Another thunderclap. I mean, there was just a storm. It's not that suspicious.
Well, it might be suspicious to Pouty Lips, but not to
It's
anyone who
suspicious
might be
now.
passing by.
Okay. Your thunderclap finishes shattering the this crate, and as he said, there are things that pour out of this one in particular. It looks like a lot of utensils, like cooking utensils, tools, a lot of mundane items. Though, if there is anything curious about them, it's that they all look like they're made for small people. Gnomes, halflings, maybe the occasional dwarf, as you do.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Well, now, this
Using
is
a spell
interesting.
Using a spell slot for that.
Pouty Lips, why are these things all gnome-sized?
Also, why didn't you want to tell us?
They're because it's, as I said, it's full of Nunya, and there's no magic coming from Pouty, or from the crates.
What about anything else that might be within range? Other than the usual expected things that we have.
Yeah, other than the glaring beacons of magic permeating the ethereal plane and beyond that are your allies. No. No, this seems to be mundane stuff. Maybe
All right.
maybe the people had magical stuff, but if they're turned into statues and either fell over or carried off, then they're not here. It's
Yeah,
because they're small things from small people for them.
but
Are there more gnomes in Oldport now?
No, not that I'm. Some, yes. I'm sure it's a very busy place. People coming and going as they do, but
Why have this much in the way of gnome-sized cutlery?
because there's a demand for such things.
From whom?
From people from the visitors from the northeast. He's trying to put it very tactfully.
Can I insight him?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
That's a 19, and not a red number. That red number could go die in a hole.
All right, we'll stick with the 19 and not the 3. Yeah, it's he's telling the truth. His words seem to be truthful. His body language, though, is saying something else. Despite the cool temperature, he does seem to be profusely sweating, and he is a very portly gentleman. But that's probably not the cause. He might have some spaghetti falling out of his pockets right now. Like he's a bit of a shamble physically. Mordecai, you're getting that same sense where his words are truthful, but he just is carrying himself in a sus manner.
okay. Well, much as I don't want to, time for the gnomish mind probe.
Oh, Detect Thoughts is coming out. Okay.
The gnomish mind probe. Pouty Lips is sus.
Yeah.
And in case we don't want to vote him, if we vote him off, we have to throw him into the river. So we need to find out for sure.
Is he an imposter?
He'll tumble head over feet in a very cute way, and then he'll fall into the river.
This whole time you haven't seen his hands. All right. So you're just going for surface thoughts then?
Oh no, I want the whole.
Oh,
the whole
you want the?
enchilada.
Oh boy. All right. We're going to
Looking-
enchilada depth.
Such as something he's worrying over, maybe by any chance.
Okay.
Whether or not he is a pirate,
Whether or not he's the imposter?
That is definitely not. All right. So you begin to probe his mind.
Wow, +6. That's more than I expected. It's not enough though.
No, not by far. Alright, so this is, you gain insight into its reasoning, emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Alright. Something that looms large in his mind is, he's actually worried that you all are going to, kill him and or take his goods. So he's actually, like, scared of you all. His emotional state, he is, he's frightened, and he also feels embarrassed, and, reasoning, for this, I would like you to make an investigation to sort out all the different thoughts that are currently going through his head. Because he is entertaining like 5 different things. Like, he is doing a mental juggling act right now. And you can pick it up, but... Okay.
Oh,
So, you like juggling. That's fun.
it's true. Juggling is a favored gnome activity. I'm not very good at it myself, but I do enjoy watching it.
You're getting some flashes of ideas that don't you're not able to get a coherent pattern from them, but there's like he just is he's imagining himself in Old Port. He's imagining himself very much alive. He is thinking about. There's a quick flash of his crates, though there's nothing that would seem to indicate the contents. He's just imagining the crates, the pile of them. So yeah, and maybe like one or two other more mundane things that are flashing through that he's trying to reason, or it almost feels like he's trying to entwine them together. And maybe that's just how his brain works, because he does seem to be in a couple places at once at any given moment.
Yeah, he definitely does. As someone who's cast Mirror Image a few times, I'm definitely familiar with that. So, Pouty Lips.
What are you, Bright? What are you doing?
Yeah, sorry about this. I know. Okay, I'll take the pressure off for just a minute. While I have the pressure off, I'll use the detect thoughts to ping for anyone else who might be, around and thinking that we haven't noticed. Is there any?
What is the range on it? 30 feet?
30 feet. Yeah.
There. Let me check something real quick. This might answer that question. You all were about there-ish, so... Yeah, let me check a particular stat real quick. Oh, not that one. Not that one either.
In the meantime, I'm just trying to calm him down.
You do pick up another mind within this 30-foot range, so it's maybe uncomfortably close. Or is that... No, it is a 30-foot. It can penetrate barriers. That's fine. Yeah, so there is another creature within this 30-foot radar sweep that does have a mind you can detect, but you don't obviously see.
Huh. How interesting. I would like to see if I can read that creature's thoughts. And I'll just kind of hold out my finger and like, hey, I'm getting something interesting here. Hold on. That's not directed at anyone in particular.
Real quick, welcome Raiders. Tyne's Dungeon. Thank you very much for coming over. And I really like that. I like that beholder icon you have. That's really cool. Let's give a quick shout out to Tynes. Thank you for coming over. And also, Ballad of Oso is here. Hi, Oso. Oso, I'm telling you, man, if you get a Fez and you become Oso de la Fez, that's cool points right there. Yeah, welcome to our role-playing session. Howdy, and if you wanted to share a little bit about what you were doing with the members of the community, you're welcome to do so as well. Alright, so do you need to see the creature to do the mind probe, or just detect it?
Nope. Once you detect the presence of a creature, you can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration, even if you can't see it.
This is... Oh, alright. No plus, just straight up... Oh. Okay, so if I crit, then it'll pass.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
1 in 20.
You... The only thought that you get, even though you're doing a deep dive, is observe. Though it almost doesn't even seem like it's a thought that it has, but it's not necessarily like how to describe this. It has a thought. That thought may not necessarily be it's not changing, eerily so. It's almost either a fixation or that's the only thing that is in its brain right now. And it is observe.
How interesting. Okay, so here's the thing.
Real quick, too.
Oh,
I'm actually going to give you a little bonus information because you get these different things here. It
Yeah.
has no emotional state.
Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this
Retro
one.
Room, thank you for the follow.
Not today.
It is devoid of emotion. It's the thing that looms large in its mind is observe, and the reasoning is none. It doesn't seem to have any reasoning to do what it does, but it does seem to be observing, and it has no emotions.
How interesting. Did the wheel, did it deanimate itself already?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Well, so here's the thing. Someone else is alive on the ship. And they're super weird. They have no emotions, and they're really interested in observing. Does that ring a bell for you, Buddy Lips?
Well, not necessarily. I could be on the ship. It could be elsewhere, in a crate below deck or something. But
Yeah.
you are also on the bank, so it could be in the forest.
Okay. That's fine.
Within 30 feet, though.
Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be close by, but it is wooded on the banks of the river.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll say that out loud, and so, I don't know, it's probably not an animal, because I can only detect things that have languages. So, it's probably not just, like, some random bird, it's probably something, could be something sent to spy on us, or something that Patty Lips has. Patty Lips, do you have anything like that? And I'm really sorry that we're giving you the shakedown like this, but it's been a super weird experience for all of us today.
So while Bright's doing this, Mordecai, you're interacting with Pouty. So if you wanted to have you all are here, but if you wanted to have a couple, like a little bit of you
Well, Bright was talking to everyone.
Yeah.
and what was Norlai saying too then? So I can weave this together.
I have an idea of what it might be, based on it's only observing and doesn't have emotions. Can I detect sentry plants?
Okay. So you cast the spell. I need you to roll a d100, please.
Yep.
And Mordecai's just trying to calm Pouty Lips down and try and get him to understand.
And for Fireball centered on self, 21.
Creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast in the next minute that involves a saving throw. All right, so for the next minute, anyone that you want to inflict with something is going to be at disadvantage. But otherwise, your spell goes off. You do not detect one of those, Norlai.
Within 5 miles?
That is correct.
Wow.
That was a really good idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a sentry vine.
Mordecai, you're trying to calm down Pouty. He's really worked up because you told him that this is a shakedown here, effectively. So yeah, he's very. Don't hurt me, please.
Mr. Pouty Lips, we have no intentions of hurting you. If I had intentions of hurting you, I would have just chucked you into the water. I wouldn't have restored you. So, we want to know what the situation is here. And if we're going to be traveling together, we need to know what you have. If we're caught with contraband, for instance, or something else illicit.
Everything is.
God forbid.
No, it's all fine. It's all. I obtained it. I obtained it very legally. It was. The owners of them not there anymore. It's things that they're not being used.
We wanted to make sure that
They're stolen.
whatever you're involved in was not something we're going to get caught for or in trouble for. That is
No,
strictly
no,
illegal.
no.
Wait,
No
wait.
one would. No, I would never carry illegal substances or
But they're
people who are
stolen.
hunted down by others. That's completely against
Yeah,
my ethics.
it seems like what Pouty Lips did was he gathered up or salvaged or hired somebody to pick up all the leftover gnome-sized things from Green Shield, and now he's taking them away to sell them, probably at scrap prices because there aren't that many people that'll want them.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
can't blame someone for wanting to scrimp around for salvage.
Yeah, it's not. It's not stealing. It's.
Well, technically it's stealing because it's not theirs. And I should
Technically,
know.
the people abandoned it.
See, Mordecai's talking
Oh.
sense. It's the people, but it's not from
Why
Green
am, I,
Shield.
why am I the
It's,
one on the side of the law right now?
Well, the thing is that if you told a guard this, they wouldn't call it stealing either.
No,
That doesn't make it. That doesn't make it morally right.
it's not Green
But as far
Shield
as the
either.
law
All this is from Upton neighboring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Up.
It might be okay if, I mean, everything should go to someone who uses it. It's better to have Pouty Lips collect it and sell it to somebody who wants it rather than just have it stay there. It doesn't do nothing. Nothing does any good except for people who are alive, or mostly alive. Like Mordecai was. So
Was.
I don't have a problem with it. I just wish Pouty Lips had just told us what he was doing. We could have avoided all this unpleasantness.
We really could have,
Well,
right?
discretion and valor, of course. I'm in better parts, maybe 5149. A bright gnome and
Mr.
Upton. I don't
Pouty
want you
Lips.
to be literary as you will. Suspicion and
Yeah.
We just had to make sure. If we're going to be traveling together. You understand? We traveled together once before.
yes, I remember. We stayed at the inn, I believe.
And we had to make sure that you weren't traveling with anything illicit then either, remember?
I believe there's something about eggs.
Yes, eggs.
Yes.
Ah, Tazrain eggs.
Yeah.
He was rather fond of those.
Those were the days.
I miss Mordecluck.
I don't.
Fine. If see, I am completely exonerated, if you will. The court of public opinion, etc., etc. Help me take this to Old Port, then, please. Everything is fine. Nothing wrong with the people
You
there.
simply
Weren't
could
even
have
there to
just
use the things that
told
they
us.
had. I can turn them around. Of course, I took on the danger myself of going to Uct. Not too many people going in. Also, not too many people coming out, if you get my drift. No offense to you, Miss Bright.
No, of course. I'm actually really curious. I mean, if you went all the way to Uct for these things, or did you just pick them up in Green Shield?
Uct, if you will.
You could have just said. Just putting that out there.
That's his reply.
Okay,
There's
so-
probably a
Making
word
things
in there, but it
difficult.
just kind of came out like that.
So what did he actually say? I didn't catch it.
You
No,
just
what's up
blurt-
before that?
Oh, okay.
When I asked him if he actually went all the way to Uct or
yeah,
just got this
he
stuff
said
from
he
Green
did.
Shield.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Why would you go so far? It's such a long trip. Did you? I mean, just for salvage? Why would you go so far?
It's not just for salvage. The Shadowheart pay decent sums for these things from their fine quality. Plus, they're sized for their children. They play tea parties and other stuff. They buy them for their doll houses, as you will. And other such curiosities. They're into the culture. They want to explore it, especially now that there's not too much more coming from that particular broad. He's trying to be very tactful with just,
Yeah.
the southeasterly
He really
direction.
doesn't understand gnomes at all.
Northeast, southeast, the big hither and thither, back and forth, to and fro, as they say.
Right. Okay. All right. So,
Well, let's get that noted then.
Norlai, do you want to look for the creature? It might be along the bank. We could go on a quick little snipe hunt.
The creature? What do you... Oh, not more of those eels, I hope.
I don't think it's an eel. I think it's something that can at least speak a language. Maddie, do I have enough information about this creature to target us sending at it?
No.
Okay.
No.
But I still have it on my ping radar, right?
Yes, it is still within 30 feet.
Okay. So, Pouty Lips, do you know anything about this? Do you have a creature that's, like, really observant with you?
No, it was just me.
No
noticed
life.
A sailor
No life.
following along. Hello, and he's kind of stomps on the deck. You can come out. Everyone else is gone or turned to stone.
No, it's not a sailor. It's something that's more interested in this.
If you heard me shouting bloody murder, they're not here to murder me anymore. No highway robbery or river robbery, if you will, of course, naturally. Oh, because why would you... and he starts stammering as he's shouting out that everything's clear.
Okay. Gnarly, does it sound like fun to go look for the creature? I mean, I know you thought it might be a sentry vine, but why don't we go take a quick look?
Yeah,
I'll keep my
go with
ping
you.
up for a little while, and I'm happy to cast it again if I need to, if the time runs out, because it's only a minute. But,
I'll go with you.
you know, just take a real quick look around.
Sure.
I mean, it's only a 30-foot radius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be that far,
So, Norla, you're...
but it might also be below decks, so we'll have to look down there, and maybe on the shore.
I'm going with them. I don't know if anybody heard me.
You want to go on shore, or you want to go into the cargo hold?
Well, I mean, how easy is it to get on and off the ship and onto the shore?
I can fly.
You can hop down over the side.
Okay. Well, I think the thing to do is to just take a quick look around. I'll call for it. Hello, observing creature.
Cypher, what are you doing in this, do you want to go, do you want to stay next to Pouty if everyone else is taken off? Do you want to go below decks? Do you want to go back to your barge and eat a pancake? What would you like to do?
I would like my breakfast, yes.
That's
I never got the
completely
chance
fair.
to eat my breakfast, so I'm gonna go eat my breakfast.
All right, the situation has de-escalated. The professor retires to the other barge to eat a pancake in peace. Okay. So Noralai, Mordecai, and Bright are going to disembark from the barge and do a little scan around in the woods.
Yeah, I'll keep the ping up just to make sure. Like, if we get more than 30 feet away from it, we know we're getting colder, right?
Yeah. Sure. Do this. Bright, make an investigation at advantage as you're trying to kind of triangulate using your powers here.
20.
20. Nice. Okay. So you have a general idea of where this thing is, and so the three of you can. You know how when they do a search party, it's kind of like a line of people, and you just sort of like traipse together as you're all looking out in your like sector ahead of you. You can pretty efficiently fill this area with the three of you. That said, let's roll a d3 for reasons.
I wonder what reason that could be.
According to the order that I have, yeah, right. According to the order I have on screen, Bright would have been a 1, Noralai 2, Mordecai is number 3, and that's the green number that I rolled. So Mordecai wins the dice roll.
Why am I
And-
always the one to get bombed first?
It's because you're the tank.
I should have cast Sanctuary. It's fine. I knew I should have. Why didn't I? Dummy.
So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Why still alive? Really?
Hey, if you're a vampire, you wouldn't have to.
Shush.
Oh, that's not
God.
gonna do it. All right.
What are you doing to me?
All right. So,
You're mean. You're mean. Why do you do this?
as the three of you scout the area that Bright has triangulated where this creature could be, Mordecai, you walk past a tree and you just feel violently ill, like you're gonna throw up in your mouth. Mechanically, you are poisoned.
Ooh.
And this will last until the start of your next turn, depending on what happens here. That being said, can I get initiative from the three of you to find out if anything happens? Professor, you're fine. You are absolutely 100% safe on board, eating a delicious blueberry pancake with fresh butter and syrup and blueberries. It's even
You're gonna have to call me for help.
How far away is the ship from us?
No more than 30 feet away.
Where Cypher is?
Well, all right. Yeah, that one might be a little bit further because of the way that you had to kind of push the
Is it within 120 feet?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Okay.
All right, so we have a 14, a 20, a 14, and I am going to do a thing, which is rolling.
And Lorelei has the higher dex, so she goes first.
This is... Woohoo! I like the higher number.
It's because you want to kill me, so that's what.
I'm... maybe...
Yes, you do. You do. Don't die. Okay, you're mean. Why is it always me? This is why Mordecai thinks the world has it out for him. You know this, right? Because the world does kind of have it out for him, Maddie.
Okay, so you walk past and you just almost like retch as you pass, and there's a horrible stench. Like, this smell fills your nostrils and just... as you do that, none of you could be surprised, correct?
We were kind of walking up expecting to run into something.
Yeah, I mean, we're searching for something, so it'd be hard for it to surprise us.
Okay.
Yeah, we were kind of expecting something.
We were expecting something, Maddie.
You don't get your surprise round, okay?
Yeah. This is a tough sell as a surprise. You're surprised by the thing you're looking for. You really didn't expect to find it.
I don't know. You want to really get in depth with role playing? No, that's fine. All right, I do a thing, and it is now Norlai if Mordecai is deferred.
Bright didn't get her turn.
Bright's on a... Oh, I'm sorry. Bright's on a 20. I'm sorry. I was looking at your 9. I was like 9, 14. Okay, never mind. Bright, you get to do something.
I don't know that I have anything to do. I didn't, I didn't realize that Mordecai had found it, did I?
Mordecai...
He's nearly retching.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
Mordecai's
retching?
making
Okay.
very gross sounds right now.
Okay, so I'll run over to Mordecai, but not too close. I'll close the distance. Like, I'm probably 20 feet apart from him, because if we spread out in a line, 30 feet wide.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I'll come up about 10 feet, and
Okay.
I'll say, so I'll be probably near Norlai, and say, Mordecai, are you okay? What's going on?
Huh?
Okay. I'll look around Mordecai to see if I can spot any obvious sign of the cause of all this.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception.
I have proficiency in this now, but that doesn't stop me from rolling all red numbers. Oh, 16.
Okay. You go over to Mordecai, and you got your hand on him or whatever. You're looking around, around a. Oh, I'm sorry.
I would have been like 5 or 10
Oh no,
feet away
I'm
from
sorry.
you.
Yeah, you moved, but you're keeping a distance. Got it.
Yeah.
You see, there is some kind of a dark or unnatural shadow against the tree. Like, unless you were specifically looking for it, it might just look like a shadow in the woods. Go figure. You know, like of the canopy or of the tree trunk itself. But there's something really, like, close up on the tree that is... that's there, and that is not just a dark canopy or tree trunk shadow.
Okay, so it's not the tree casting a weird shadow. It's something that blends into the shadows
Yes.
up against the tree.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what that is. But I'll point it out. What is that? Because I genuinely don't know what it is.
Okay. What is that? As Bright, and then, does that move action? Do you have a bonus action you want to do before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. My turn rolls around, and I do what I do. The shadow that you are observing disappears, or blends, or something. You were looking. There's this thing that was sort of like almost clinging to the tree. You point it out. It goes, and it... Oh, I don't know. People can look, but you gotta shake your head for a second or something, Bright, because there doesn't seem to be anything there right now.
That's frustrating.
Not without
Okay.
looking again, anyway. But yeah, you don't necessarily hear like the crunch of fall grass, toppling over or the like. So.
Okay.
Now it is Norelai.
Hey, Cypher, there's something out here. Come here quick.
Point your finger toward a creature within range. Yeah, so yeah, you point towards the cabin of there, and
I'm
so-
also going to.
Another blueberry streak as Norelai shouts at your direction.
As for the, I do actually get to reply.
Yeah.
There's a... I just wanted my pancakes. I'm on my way.
And you're casting Mage Armor?
Yep, with the quicken spell.
Okay. Percentile, please.
Yep. Roll 100.
Your body shimmers with magic, and you're also immune to being intoxicated by alcohol for the next 5d6 days.
Yes.
So
Norelai's gonna be winning a lot of drinking contests, and none of this a lot of money. Aren't you, Norelai?
all right, so yeah, this is I don't know how this feeling would manifest. I guess I don't know, something, I don't know, you just feel like
I just
extra
had an urge to party.
So yeah, your mage armor, I guess, protects the outside of you and also coats your stomach, or something. So it's got you covered outside and in.
So the next time we have, while the rest of us are pit fighting, you can be carousing.
Yeah, right. Now it is Mordecai's turn.
Alright.
And then Professor, you can come in after because you were drug into initiative.
Yes.
I'm casting Sanctuary on myself. I don't want to get hit.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm sick. I don't feel good. I just don't want to be bothered.
All right, so a little shield also forms over you. However, you can get rip-roaring drunk at will, still.
And I'm gonna activate Radiant Soul.
Ooh, oh my. Okay. Your eyes glimmer and two luminous, well, maybe not luminous, how you describe them. All right, so yeah, you activate
And
this.
black ethereal wings.
Black ethereal wings. Do you want an eye effect with this as well?
If anything, they kind of glow a little white around the iris. And just like the faintest of halos.
Okay.
It's very faint. You wouldn't notice it otherwise. If it was dark, maybe, but since it's daytime, it's hard to see.
So Mordecai goes through his magical boy powers and transforms into Radiant Soul version.
Mm-hmm. He's fed up. He doesn't want anything to do with these fucking creatures.
Flying speed. Okay, and
It's equal to my
damage on
walking
attacks.
speed.
Okay.
Yep.
Professor, you're down on the barge. Your hands are full of utensils and pancakes.
Yes. So what I'm gonna do? There's a thing leading to land from the barge, right?
Yeah. You could have put down like a gangplank or something to make it easy.
Yep. So I'm gonna very, very quickly shovel my last pancake into my mouth, and then I'm going to
That's your item
dash.
interaction.
Well, you're not that far away from the ship, are you?
Not
You're
terribly
like, what,
far.
60 feet at most?
At most, yeah.
Well, then I am literally just going to dash up to them,
Sure.
and I'm going to summon my longsword and shield.
The professor, late for school, running with a piece of toast in
And
his
a-
mouth, crashes into
And
someone.
a flash of, and
And
a
that
flash of purple
Mordecai's a
geometry,
little
the
dumb.
blade,
And Mordecai's a little doubled over with the fact that
Yeah.
he looks like he's gonna he's gonna back up all of his breakfast.
All right, so then Norelai, the professor rolls up on you with like big chipmunk cheeks full of pancake and a summoned blade.
Hi, thanks for coming.
Top of the initiative is Bright. Bright, would you like to look again for this thing or do something else?
The first thing I want to do is turn on my see invisibility.
Okay.
I actually am going to have to double check the PHP to see if that costs me an action. I don't know if it does.
Oh.
It's a class feature, but I don't know because I have to turn it on, and I don't know.
Is that the what you calls it, the
From Divination Wizard?
Yeah, it's a divination wizard thing. It is when you can use. Yeah, it takes my action. Unfortunately, that's
Okay.
unfortunate, but it lasts forever, so that's good. Or I mean, it lasts until I take a rest. So I'm turning on my see invisibility,
Okay.
and looking around because I used my action.
Sure. Nothing casually comes up, like with just a quick glance.
Okay.
Nothing is outlined in your divination vision.
Okay. Divisionation.
Divisionation. I thought that's when you like made you made 2 piles of 5 out of 10.
That's also true. It's complicated language. That's probably what I have to do to activate it. Like take 10 and divide it into two piles of 5.
Okay. So if something in a casual sense might trip your see invisibility, I will keep that in mind that you can see invisible creatures.
Okay.
Now it goes, and it is. Okay. It does a thing. And actually, what are your all's passive perceptions?
11.
15.
I am no longer
Yeah.
the eyeball boy. Mordecai
Professor?
needs glasses now.
What?
What's your passive perception, Cypher?
Abominations, get off my lawn.
Cypher?
Yes.
Passive perception?
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception 17.
Okay. Bright and the Professor hear some brush rustling off to their left. And it does sound like it's like further away.
Okay.
Now we roll to Norelai, then Mordecai, then the Professor.
Well, I don't have a target. What can I do?
Norlai, it's over here.
So would I know the general direction that they were?
Yeah, the general direction is somewhere in a cone past Bright's pointy finger.
Okay. I could just... Oh no, I got like 2 options.
You're aware of a general direction, you can spend your action to try and purposely look for it, or you can catch the forest on fire and just try and flush it out that way.
I'm gonna
That's the
move.
option I packed.
I mean, that's what I would do.
I would like to move 30 feet in the direction that Bright points at
Okay.
and cast Thunderwave.
Oh my.
A 15-foot cube. Okay.
And let's see if I set the forest on fire. Nope.
Oh yeah, with your 29 here. Accompanying your thunder wave is you teleport up to 60 feet. You want to teleport up to the canopy again? We'll do this a second time. Just you didn't get sick this time.
No, Mordecai did.
Yeah, Mordecai took the hit for you.
Does that take a bonus action?
This just happens when you cast your spell. You teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see.
I'm gonna go back to Bright.
Okay. So yeah, so you run forward, cast, and that almost seems to blow you backwards as you just manifest right next to Bright.
Do you ever get that weird feeling of deja vu?
Yes.
It almost reminded you of what happened to you and the Professor when you snapped back to your origination point back in Lake Red-Eye.
Yeah. Let's try that again.
I don't know if I hit it, but I tried.
15-foot cube, so 8 directions. But there's some overlap. Let's go with a... I'll give you a 1 in 3 chance that you have selected the right general area here. So go ahead and roll a d3, and if you roll a 3, then you'll catch it. Hey, all right.
I caught it.
So you unleash your spell, your thunder wave. This is a con save. Am I good at this? That's a good question. Yeah.
Wish I could see it. I'm not able to resolve the threads of reality unless I can see it.
So that'll be a 9 points of thunder damage, and it's push 10. All right. There is a the thunder wave goes off. Norlai's blown back, quote unquote, from it, and you all can see tumbling out from behind a tree, almost like a humanoid shaped black smoke. Although emanating from the black smoke are two yellow glowing eyes, and it looks over at the four of you. I'm sorry, the four of you, because the professor's on the scene now, and it gives a hiss, and as it does, it's like a 4-foot long tongue that is actually split about halfway down. So you get like a really big forked tongue, like rolls out of its mouth as it hisses in your general direction. But that was Norlai's turn. Mordecai, you do have this is the start of your turn, so the poison goes away. You kind of you swallow the bile back down. The effect of that horrible stench fades. You do have eyes. Mechanically, you can see it, but in roleplay, it's like a weird smoky thing. In the dim, I know you have dark vision, but in the dim light of the canopy here in the woods, what would you like to do?
Let's try to.
Going to I kind of want to attack this thing.
Okay.
So I am going to cast. I'm going to cast Vampiric Touch.
Okay.
And I am going to. That's a 25 on my touch attack roll, rocking up to it.
Okay.
And so it takes 9 necrotic and 15 radiant damage from Radiant Soul.
Okay. And you.
And that is concentration.
While you walk up and you make contact with it, you do not succumb to the stench again, but you are within this like 5-foot aura of it. But you've already kind of made peace with the fact it's smelly, and you braced yourself for it. You know, whatever the roleplay explanation for the you saved against the effect, so I'm not going to subject it to you again. But it is still quite stinky when you get up to it. But yeah, you touch it, and there's that flash, and it hisses again.
It's almost like he has fangs again. For just the briefest of moments, and his eyes go black.
Ooh, I like that.
And just kind of sucks energy out of this thing. I think I heal half of that. Half the necrotic, so... I regain hit points, equal half the amount, so... that's 5? Yeah.
Because you're getting some feedback on this as well, the necrotic damage is halved. It didn't take the full necrotic damage.
That's fine.
So your feedback from the spell wasn't equal to the output that you expected, so there's resistance in there somewhere.
Okay, so I only get like 2 of those hit points, or 3 of those hit points back then.
Because it would have
5.
taken 4 necrotic damage.
No. Is it round up or rounded down?
Or
Down.
yeah.
Down. Okay. Then it's
So it is 2.
You're in a tug of war for a second for its hit points.
Mhm. I'm just giving it this like death glare.
It's doing the same thing to you with this big
Goopy
split
tongue.
tongue and glowing yellow eyes. Professor, what are you doing? Mordecai rolled up on it, made contact with it.
I think it's time. Can I see it?
Yes. It is mechanically visible just with the fluff of its kind of a wispy, smoky humanoid thing.
Oh damn.
Wonderful. Behind it, I think it's time that I make this thing disappear.
It did bleed some black goop from the injuries it sustained.
Yes.
There's like tarry patches on the fall foliage.
I am... how do I position this without hitting Mordecai? Because he is in melee with it.
Things that you don't always want to hear at your tabletop.
Yes, because I'm looking pretty bad. Mordecai didn't really heal very much when we were taking a rest of some kind.
I have a
Well.
slap patch.
It's true.
Well, what I'm gonna do then is I am going to put it under some duress, I think. I'm just checking my spells, I'm sorry. What I'm going to do is 20 feet behind it and 20 feet off the ground. I am going to cast
Wow.
Gravity Sinkhole.
Okay.
And if it fails, it's getting yanked straight towards the point I specified.
20 feet behind it and 20 feet up.
Yep, specifically so that it'll catch it, but not Mordecai, and it's the furthest distance away because it's a 20-foot sphere that it affects.
Okay.
I did this on
There's
purpose.
One force damage, and
It's-
it's a con save
it's-
to avoid being sucked up.
It's 31 force damage, and it's a DC, but it's a DC 21 con save for half, and to avoid being dragged.
I'm not too good at these. I got a +1. Nope.
Roll a crit. Nope.
Um.
And basically, you see Cypher just through this little black sphere. Mordecai, you'd see it sail past your head to a point behind it, which then...
Does that
and you'd see this...
does that affect terrain as well? Like, if you're in the woods, is that like bending all the trees and shrubs and everything in that direction too? Or is that a creature-only spell?
It's creatures, but it would make sense that the terrain might be affected a little.
Mordecai's hair might
But
whoosh.
but mechanically, it doesn't actually affect terrain. It's just creatures.
Okay.
Mordecai's hair might go blasting toward it a little bit.
It's pulled forward. All right. What you see happen is this creature, the wisps of the smoky whatever, are pulled back first, giving way, Mordecai, very briefly, to there's a humanoid physical form, so it doesn't seem to be like gaseous entirely. However, that creature effectively spaghettifies as it is drawn into the singularity up in the canopy, along with maybe like a couple birds and a squirrel.
Oh no.
And that spell
No.
is instant, by the way. So it doesn't. It's just gonna get dropped 20 feet after it goes off. Literally gets dragged up and then just.
It
Well, the birds will be okay, but what about the squirrel?
I mean, small animals that usually can survive pretty big falls.
It's true. Squirrels, they can spread their legs out.
yeah, but they can't survive 31 force damage. So
Yeah, they can't survive being crushed.
this creature
They're
and the small
1.1
woodland
G
animals
creatures.
in and around the trees are all equally spaghettified, compressed into a biomass that just kind of splashes down on the forest floor as the spell ends. The
I
creature's
don't like
defeated.
that, Professor. Don't do that again.
Yeah, I'm very sad about the squirrel and the birds. What happened to the whatever it was? Did it was it like extinguishized?
Yes, it was
Or is it-
extinguished, guys.
Okay.
It is a puddle of blobby black like goop after having been subjected to sudden and violent gravitational forces.
Exceptionally violent. One would even say ultra violent.
But there are physical remains that are compressed in there. And it's not giving off like that smoky-ish aura that it had.
Well, Professor, I guess you can research it now.
I'm curious
Yeah.
too.
I was taken away from my pancakes for this.
And you did a great job.
Well, look, you have new
Like
pancakes.
birds.
I'm sad about the birds and the squirrel.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Are you happy now, Professor?
No.
How could I guess? never happy with anything. Give you a research subject, you're not happy.
Or maybe, just maybe, Mordecai, I'm not such a heartless bastard that I don't care about the little whittling creatures that also got hit by that spell. But yes, the research is going to be great. Thank you. And he actually walks over to the remains.
Sure. It's a mostly black, goopy pile of flesh, with little tufts of gray fur and various feathers poking out of it.
You are a strange human.
Yes, and you're a very strange 99% unknown 1% elf, and yet.
I still consider myself a tiefling.
Tieflings don't sprout black angel wings from their back, now do they?
I mean, not all of them.
That was a thing that happened.
Yes! That's the second time I've seen you do that. And it doesn't look like any magic I've ever seen, so I And trust me when I tell you, I have seen a lot of magic, and what I haven't seen, Bright probably has.
Professor, how do you want to interact with this pile?
Well, you see, it's very simple. There is a bevy of tests.
Okay, describe your bevy.
So
Poking with a
we
stick?
need
That
to
is scientific.
start. Yes, the first point will be poking it with a stick. Well, it's very important. We need to see if the pool is animated or not, because I mean, it could very easily be that I touch it with the stick and it leaps up onto the stick and starts trying to attack my face.
Nope. It's not animated. It doesn't cling to the stick. I mean, like goop does, but it doesn't pull back. It doesn't seem to be dissolving or petrifying the stick. And
So it's not corrosive. It's not lighting on fire or in contact with air, so it's not pyrophoric.
it does smell. The mechanics of being poisoned aren't in effect, but it is very stinky.
Yeah, so it smells really, really bad. It's got a pungent odor. I'm gonna see if I can't prestidigitate a little water from the river to strike this thing, just to see if it repels water or not. See if it's hydrophobic or hydrophilic.
The river is too far away for something along those lines.
All right.
What about Mage Hand?
Yeah, Mage Head could do it. I guess maybe.
Are we gonna spend all day researching this here, or should we take it aboard?
I don't want to take it on board. It's gonna make the place stinky.
Yeah, no, it's not a good idea to take it with us.
Maybe we can put it on Pouty Lips' boat.
We'll have to remove the crates later, so then his boat will be stinky.
Fine, we'll do it here.
You could ask the Gilligan to bring over Liza. It's half
We
of a
could.
barrel.
Half a barrel.
Could put it in the barrel. I don't exactly have a way to seal that up, though. Keep it from stinking. Maybe I can burn some incense. I did buy some of that.
Have Norlai direct the wind across it to always be going away.
That's a lot of effort for just trying to keep us air fresh.
No. Alright, did we... This wispy. Did we detect anything magical off it?
I didn't try to detect magic. I mean, I could now.
Yeah, I mean, I could. Well, either of us could, I suppose.
Yeah, give it a check. Give it a test.
You wanna wait 10 minutes?
Yeah, it would take 10. Well, I mean, Professor's probably going to be poking it for 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah, poking it, trying all sorts of different things.
I think it's
not tasting it.
probably better for me to just try to identify it, rather than worry about detect magic.
Yeah, you could identify it.
There's that, yeah. Go for it.
That's probably better. I have to touch it, it's icky. And it's got squirrel and bird mixed into it, which is... This is pretty horrible.
Yeah,
But-
this
I'm gonna
is...
have Peggy Sue do it instead.
Well, that would be even worse. She's a bird.
Well, so Bright's
sorry, that
taking one
wasn't
for the team,
sensitive.
then going up to another stinking pile.
I'll just touch it with the tip of my little finger.
Okay. It's a magic item or some other magic imbued object. You learn its properties and how to use them.
I'll learn which spell created it.
Yeah.
I think I know that already.
So this is you cast Identify on the stinking pile, and you get it was definitely created through necromancy. it is no longer affected by necromancy, but it was created by it as a part of its identity. As a part of its identity, the magic seems to have been released when it was killed or re-deaded, I guess would be the gnomish term. You got the undead, and then you re-dead them. Magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. Whether it requires attunement, how many charges. Alright. As a part of this, this was a creature created through necromancy. And on top of that, the identify spell, it doesn't, there's not exactly a specific spell that did this. But what I can give you is a symbol associated with the magic that the identify spell picks up. And that symbol is similar to the one that you saw on Raphael back at the cabin in the Rainy Plains.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
And that same symbol would match up to what DJ was telling you about, where there is this, for lack of a better term, cult of necromancers. Not the old school Shadowhar. We're talking about like the branch off, cult of that, which is more like an unbound necromancy or like a fundamentalist necromancy. That same symbol that was associated with Raphael is involved in the magic that created this thing.
Okay.
That definitely
that?
intrigues Mordecai right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting.
Raphael's involved in this?
No, I think it's probably the same people revived Raphael and also created this thing.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
They seem like kind of a minor player, but they're also kind of a persistent and vexing nuisance.
While you all think about that, let's take a quick break because I'm even wiggling in my seat a little bit here. So we'll have this stir our noodles for a little bit. Everyone out there, take like a 10-minute break if you need it, or a couple extra if you need a snack, and we'll come back and continue to ponder this pile and find out what this means. So be right back, everyone. And remember, this is the music. It will be on loop, but this is the music from the break that Derek was drawing a picture to. So hopefully it gives you the vibes if you've seen what he's working on.